Hey, Ellen from the Western Wanderers here, and today we're going to talk about picking an old backpack, buying a used backpack from like the GoodWill or a garage sale that is still a good pack and you can use on your adventures and it'll help you getting into backpacking instead of buying a fancy new pack from REI or some top-of-the-line retailer like that, but just buying an old backpack that's still just as good and it'll get you started.
So, generally when you go backpacking, there's two different types of backpacking backpacks that you'll run into. The two on the left here, they're both external frame backpacks. You can see the bars, the frame runs on the outside. And the one here, this old REI pack, is a internal suspension backpack. Basically, the frame is contained within the backpack. So first off, we're going to talk about these two Jansport bags here. The Jansport bags are both external frame backpacks. Jansport makes internal suspension and external frame backpacks, and they still do today, but they've been doing it for a long time, so they're pretty good. This pack here I actually bought at GoodWill for $17, and I've taken it all over Washington. I've done a lot of cool trips with it, so it just goes to show you can find these things for cheap. So as you can see, external frame backpacks are super rigid. They can even stand up by themselves sometimes. And you might think they're kind of uncomfortable, but actually there's kind of straps that go behind your back, and the air that goes between your back and the straps make them very comfortable to wear, and they don't let your back get too sweaty. Now, external packs aren't as popular nowadays as they were back in the 70s and 80s, but because they were so popular back then, there's all sorts of different variations with different buckles and different pockets. This backpack here actually has a stuff sack inside it for your sleeping bag. So as you can see, there's just all sorts of different options that you can find on these old backpacks.
So this backpack is one of the original internal frame backpacks. Like, it was one of the first generation of original frame packs. So it was made by REI, and while it looks rather small right here, it's actually humongous. Like, it cinches down a lot on the sides, and it's very big. You can fit a lot into it, which I really like about this pack for bigger, longer trips. While the external frame backpacks look like they can carry a lot more than all internal frame packs, you can be surprised with how much you can fit into an internal frame backpack. One thing about old internal frame backpacks is, other than the frame on the backpack doesn't really have much form. So when there's not a lot in it, it just kind of collapses on itself. Older external frame backpacks, you can still sort of see the frame from the back of the pack, but it's really just a couple bars. It's not quite as elaborate as modern backpacks. One of the biggest downsides to old gear is the waterproof coating that they put on it back in the day kind of starts flaking and peeling off after a few years. So you can either peel it off yourself, which takes forever, or you can just kind of deal with it and your gear will have backpack dandruff all over it, and it's kind of nasty. So one final thing about buying an old used backpack is sometimes old backpacks have very, very hard straps. This one isn't so bad, but I have used some old backpacks that have straps that are as hard as rocks. And when you're carrying heavy weight in those backpacks, it is rather uncomfortable. So before you buy an old backpack, check out the straps and see if they have any give to them. And try it out, see if it feels comfortable.
Now, regardless of where you find these backpacks, it's of course extremely important to try them on. What you want to be feeling for when you wear the backpack is the ability to transfer most of the backpack's weight to your hips using the hip strap, and of course making sure that it feels like it kind of fits the form of your back pretty well. Internal frame backpacks tend to be a little more stable, and external frame backpacks tend to be a little more tippy, just because you can add things to the outside of the external frame backpacks, making them slightly unstable. Well, hopefully now if you see an older backpack in a store or at a garage sale, you'll know what to look for before you consider buying it. For more videos, subscribe to our channel or like us on Facebook, and in the meantime, we'll see you on the trail.